Kimbo, Natatan Zambi Yamazulu, Kim Fumo Kyakuisa, Betwabu Banabetu, Betwabu, Yenge Keno, Luvuvamo, family have finally gotten the energy to do a video. It's a very significant video that I wanted to talk about, considering the circumstances of today. That brings everything into a circular, as I say, full completion of the problem with Bantu people and what we need to help ourselves to realize in this time as to how many of us identify ourselves because of the deception of religions. There continues to be this missing link between what I like to call one big family. So when we look at the word for family in the Bantu languages of the Kikongo, Dibuta. A Dibuta is family. What is the family that I'm going to be talking about? Yakubi, dwelt in a land where his father was a stranger in the land of Canaan. These are the generations of Yakubi. Yosefu being 17 years old. This is Genesis. Now, 37. Ironically, the word for Genesis is Kuyantika. Kuyantika. So before I begin any further, first of all, giving honor to Tatanzambi and Pungu Tulendo, giving praise, Golo, Kimbo, acknowledging him in all things, knowing that he is capable of all and everything. And this time, that our role will continue my role especially will be continue to do the work that I've been called to do. Despite what others are trying to stop me, I'll push forward the strength of the Most High. Because once again, we're dealing with an issue, with a family problem, a huge family problem. And that's the reason why people are struggling. What the world is suffering from is a massive family problem because of those who use the family problem as to their gain. The family problem I'm referring to is this right here. Remember when you had a dream and the 12 tribes, the brothers hated him for it. And of course, Isalaele was he favored Yosefu over the others. Ooh, excuse me. And his job was to, and it created a animosity among the family. That led to the family being going somewhere that didn't need to be. So the current issue that I'm calling upon is this issue of family. What family are you? You know, most Black people today, they only know their family as far as the names they've been given since whenever they came off whatever plantation they came from or whatever history they came from. That's the only family that they can identify with. Not to even make the identification that their family problem starts in, it's a biblical problem, because Black people that come from the various background of slavery, this is their family problem, is the scriptures connected to what happened in this time frame when their forefathers got into it over jealousy or a dream. So as Bakongo, Bantu people, we always have a tendency in our history to not see the true connection of family. And this was when Kuso Kongo um, talked about this, that we are the house of Isolele, Isaela. We would never act like it though. See, Black people's problem has always been, we call ourselves, we want to be family, but we don't always act like family. We say we're family, but we don't do it the way we should. That's Bakongo's problem. Benakongo will always be connected to what other people want and desire for Benakongo, rather than what the Most High desires for his family. And that's the main reason we continue to struggle today. We assume that just what the family that you've been given or the family that you've been told, that is your family. When the Most High, the creator of heaven and earth, will tell you, you only know, you only know so far. Because of those who have manipulated and changed and robbed and stolen and did all kind of different things, the knowledge of family of one another has been completely altered. Because Bantu people, Bantu Benduela, Bantu people are supposed to be a huge family. One where people are supposed to be connected one to another. You know, when you see how many of our brothers and sisters, we walk down the street, we've been conditioned now not even to acknowledge one another, to help one another, to be in a system where we struggle to even talk to one another, where we only see the family that we know based upon what we see, but we don't identify our family in spirit any longer. Excuse me. With family and spirit, is a whole nother entity. Because our family in spirit is way bigger and stronger and faster and powerful than one that exists in the physical. We do not understand that our power comes from family. The Bantu people's power comes from family connectedness. Let's go to just to show you the family I'm talking about. Going to Matthew 13, where Kuswakongo Yisu, Yesaya came and he said, the same day went Yesaya out of the house and sat by the seaside. And great multitudes were gathered together unto him, so that he went out into a ship and sat, and the whole multitude stood in the shore. And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, behold, a sower went forth to sow. And when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. Some fell upon stony places where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up, because they had no deepness of earth. And when the sun was upon them, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. And some fell upon among the thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them. But others fell into the good ground and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, and 30-fold. Who has ears to hear, let him hear. So we have to understand. And the disciples came and said to him, why speakest thou in parable? And we know why. Is because those who really truly understand and comprehend the scriptures will have an ear to hear in its true form. And what Tatanzambi was trying to help us understand, and Kuswakongo was teaching, is that we, as Banabetu, have always been a family. But the only way for us to connect is to allow the seed that he puts into us to grow. But what has happened with us, and many of us have been involved with this, we've come across environments and situations where the seed is not allowed to fester, not allowed to do what it needs to do, because of those that run interference. And he answers unto them, because it's given unto you to know the mystery of the kingdom of the Zulu, but that them is not to given. So the family, let's look at the word again, Dibuta, okay, are those who are given the mysteries of the kingdom. It says, for whosoever have, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever have not, from him shall be taken away from what he has. Therefore I speak to them in parables, because they see and see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive. And that's exactly what we're having with the problem with the Bantu family right now, as you have those who hear but do not hear. You have those who see but are not seeing at all. And that's why we're dealing with all the issues we're having today. For these people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and ears should understand with their heart, should be converted, and I should heal them. Be blessed, but blessed are your eyes, for you see, and your ears for you hear. Why is this significant? Excuse me, sit up a little bit more. Sorry. Why is this significant? Because those who preach the truth will always be the enemy of those who do not want to know or hear the truth in its purity. The family will become always in conflict, because it's going to be those, like they said, like what happened in the case of when they were jealous over Yosephu. Yosephu was given a secret his other brothers did not receive, and so they were jealous of that. And so Kuswakong was saying this is the way it works, even has always been with Bantu people, and our problem, excuse me, is that for those of us who receive are always jealous of those, are always jealous of against those. So let me say that again. We as Black people, Bantus especially, the descendants of Abana and Saka and Yakubi, we have an issue where people have gifts that others don't have. It's always been the problem. That's why we don't have any problems, stabbing each other in the back, because of this anger, this animosity we have for one another with those who are given abilities over others. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men desire to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When one heareth the word of the kingdom, and understand it not, okay, then cometh the wicked one, and catches away that he has sown in his heart. This is which you receive by the wayside. See, many Bantu people, okay, this is our problem. You think, and many people have thought, that when they heard the word of the kingdom, okay, this is what you thought you understood it, but you really did not. So then the wicked one comes and snatches it away. This is a fact. There are many people, Black people especially right now, they think they understand the word of the kingdom, and they're clueless. because of how it's been taught to them. So then it's been taken away. This thing is acting stupid. All right. So then, but he that received the seed unto stony places, the same as he that heareth the word. And of course, this is one that you have joy that you received it. And we're talking about the real word, okay? Not the one that the enemy has given a modified version of, but the true word of the Most High, okay? But because you don't have the root, because the root that you were given is in the world and not in the Most High. Okay, you rooted yourself in the world system and what the world has to offer. Okay, you hear the good word, you hear the real word, you have joy when you receive it, but you had no root. So you don't stick around long enough to know more about the pure truth. And when the tribulation of persecution comes along because of this word of Congo, you become offended. Okay. Major offense. This is why when it comes to our own people, this is why we have no problem turning on one another. We want to accuse each other of witchcraft. We want to accuse each other of wickedness. We want to accuse each other of doing all different kinds of stuff. We let other people tell us how we should think and what we should do instead of listening to the Most High Himself. And this is the problem with a family that doesn't look into the Most High for guidance. So that's why when the Bantu awakening, people started to get offended after a while, even though when they first heard it, it made great sense to them. But also the one that received the seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word and becometh unfruitful. So essentially, the Bantu truth is something that helps you to learn, but you get choked away from the worldliness of those who are worldly Bantus, worldly people. For those who are in the world, they'll think they're not in the world, but they still are. In a system it's a worldly system that's designed to choke you away from knowing the pure truth. And so therefore you don't you do not do anything that really helps that's really focused on helping to develop the kingdom of the Most High. But he that receives seed into the good ground is that he that heareth the word and understandeth it, which also bear fruit and bring forth some 160, some 30-fold. Okay. This is why the significance, especially as in my role in this, is to not concern myself with the world, to not care about what people think this system should be doing, what's considered important versus the things that aren't important, the significance as to what I should be speaking about versus what I shouldn't be speaking about. No one dictates to me what needs to be said or what isn't. It's the Most High's will as to what he wants and to show our people that we have a family problem. That's what this is. We have a huge family problem globally because we had a huge family problem as a kingdom of Congo. Now the world has a family problem because there are those who are using this to their advantage. I'm not here to speak too much longer on this, but the significance of this world, our world leaders, specifically African world leaders, especially those who are Bantu descendants, don't understand. Okay, they are creating the problem for the family of the Bantu to not being able to unify. And that those who know this, the other family that we're fighting against, because this is about a family affair. It's one family versus another is what it is. But the family right now that's controlling the world is deceiving the family that should be controlling the world. And that's the issue. The family that should be on top of the world right now is the family that's on the bottom, and the one on the top is actually lying to everybody. And that's the issue. And our people are falling for this. And the only way to stop this mess is for our family to rectify it and to become one again and quit letting the world raise you, quit letting the worldly things of this world, show you how to live, but to come out of the worldly things. And then that is the significance of having the connection and the power and the strength and the understanding of the Most High, is to be in that position. Okay. So we need to come together as a family. We need Kintwadi. We need this. We are Dibuta that needs Kintwadi. Plain and simple as that. That's the whole concept of the world's struggle right now, is that Bantu people, Black people, need to stop letting themselves be divided among wicked entities, specifically the false Messiah, the false deities that continue to deceive the world. We have to continue to move forward and quit being part of something that's not going to benefit anybody but themselves, that's going to continue to cause destruction and not help the world. And we as people need to realize that until we understand that, we can't move forward. We have to move forward. In order to move forward, we have to know that Bantu people must be one, because it's a family affair. It's a family problem. And that's going to continue to cause us to, until we wake up and realize that Black people need to be a family, specifically Bantu Black people, that we're all one huge family across this entire earth that's been scattered away from our origins, that this is what needs to happen. And false doctrines and teachings have caused people not to see that. And that's the biggest issue that we're running into. Anyway, so I just wanted to say this real quick thing. I didn't want to go too deep because I really just wanted to talk about how the fact that from now on, it's nothing but family, people. That's all there is to it. It has to be family now, because it's only the Most High is not about, who can do what, who can do whatever, he gives people missions they have to fulfill for each their purpose. My job has always been to help build back the family, to help restore the family, to help bring those of us who are know who we are to really begin to see one another as family. Kimbanguist, anybody's Kimbanguist, Tokoist, all other people, members, you know, those who have been brought up in the different beliefs. Remember that it's about Bantu feet. It's about Bantu people. It's about the belief and strengthening. It's about the tribes who need to be one again and to quit with all the separation. Anyway, Sambololo Zola Quingi, weza Kuswakongo, weza Yakongo Kutwala. May Tatanzami guide you and give you strength and power during this time. Because we're now it's all about, we got to sow the good seed of the Most High. I'm here to be a good seed sower. I'm here to help the Most High bring forward the good seed and to get away from those that are working on righteousness in secret places, to destroy the family of Isolele. And that's what we need, is we need to rebuild and bring the family of Isolele back and get the hallelujah.